Hello and welcome to my first devlog. This is a little top-down shooter I've been making called Project Ammo. It's obviously not the final name. So the basic premise of this game is we have different ammo types. So we've got sort of a normal, regular bullet. We've got an electric projectile. We have fire and ice. This devlog specifically is going to be looking at one of the uses of the electric projectile. So we've got a turret that we want the player to possess when we shoot it with an electric projectile, and that's a gameplay mechanic we're going to be developing throughout this devlog. So this is the design of what I want it to do ultimately. I'm not going to get too technical into how it works. I'm kind of just going to show you how it evolved over time. I have this little turret born here, and I shoot it with a regular bullet. At the minute it does nothing, but if I shoot it with the electric one, we're going to take control. And as you can tell, the camera's the wrong way round, so I need to fix that. Our main character is also looking at the cursor when he shouldn't be, so we need to fix that as well. Well, that didn't work.
There you go, that's much better.
Now I need to stop the main character from looking at the mouse. So we've got this event in player to tell us who's in control. Now we just need to call it.
It's not fixed it, okay.
Yeah, needed to get a reference to the player character before I changed who the player character was. Okay, so that's fixed now. You could probably see another bug, but we'll fix that later. Now I need to make him shoot. Yeah, so stealing code from the player should work. Yeah, it doesn't quite work how it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's a bit better. There you go. And as you can see, we can kill our player.
Yeah, looks a bit more overpowered now.
Okay, so again, if this is kind of like the speed that the player can shoot at. Now, when we shoot the turret, this is how fast he can shoot.
So we don't want to be the turret forever, so we're going to need a few ways to exit the turret and become the player again. So first method, press E to exit. So we don't have an ammo counter just yet, but if the turret runs out of ammo, it's going to blow up. Again, the UI is not set up properly yet, but the turret does have health, and when it hits 0, it explodes. Well, I keep complaining about it, so I should probably sort the UI out now. We've got a nice yellow themed UI for this, to sort of just signify the whole electrical theme of the turret. And luckily for me, widget switchers exist. So since I'm using a widget switcher, I basically made a new HUD, which I'm calling the HUD manager. And yeah, that broke a few things. Well, time to just update all the references. Okay, so that's fixed now. We need to now actually start putting code into the turret HUD.
Okay, so I've got the health bar working. It's not very hard. Right, so this here just needed to be a validated get, and I think that should work. Should not cause any more things. So if I get you to shoot at him, and then that's the problem. Yeah, sorted.
So I wanted the crosshair to switch to yellow as well to fit the HUD, and I got that done quite easily, but we had some problems.
So the crosshair changes. Seems like it kind of... Yeah, it takes like a second to switch, which isn't great, but we can fix that. Okay, so I figured it out. So it won't actually switch until you move the cursor. My guess is that's just something to do with the Unreal Engine settings.
So originally I was going to go into detail as to why this was a pain in the arse to figure out, but I don't think it's that interesting. I used a widget switcher to fix it, but I think the moral of the story is the answer's usually really simple, you just haven't thought of it. So I kind of went ahead and just made it so that our player was invincible while we were in the turret. Okay, so I ended up getting pretty ill, so whenever I was working on this, I stopped worrying about having to record it. But just a few little things I did. So the turret's now yellow because everything we shoot with an electric projectile is yellow, so that we know it's something we can interact with. And then the other little thing that I did is there's just a little bit of UI in the top right corner that says E to exit, just so that we know we can leave, because that might be a bit confusing the first time we enter. I also spent some time getting the AI working with it. So that's it for the devlog. The game is up on itch. If you'd like to give it a play, I'll leave the link to that in the description. I'd appreciate any feedback that you'd like to give, and thanks for playing it, and thanks for watching this little devlog of mine.